Come in.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
Hello, Courtney. My name's Kayla, and I'll be your social worker today. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now, I talked to you on the phone earlier, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, I know you said some things about your situation, what you want to talk about today. Well, before we actually get into talking about your situation and how we can help you, would be that we need to talk about the confidentiality agreement.
Okay.
So what this is whatever me and you talk about today or in further sessions down the road is going to stay between me and you. Now, if you decide to talk about hurting yourself or hurting others, that's when I'll have to take upon myself and go outside and try and get you help.
Okay.
You
So,
understand?
You're saying that as long as I'm not hurting myself or others, that what me and you talk about confidential.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what can I help you with?
Well, as I said on the phone, I'm in a domestic violence situation.
Mhm.
My boyfriend of 5 years beat the crap out of me.
That's a very strong and bold statement that you're saying about how you already know you were in a domestic violence situation. How long has this been going on?
A year and a half.
So, it said that in your file that you have been hospitalized several times.
3 times.
So, can you tell me what led up to the events, first of him just wanting to hurt you in general?
Well, it's for, like, I don't make enough money because I can only do a part-time job because we have 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
I have to watch them. I never do anything right. I never cook. I never clean right. I never live up to his expectations.
Okay. So, whenever this last fight happened, what triggered the fight?
Well, he is a big drinker,
Mm-hmm.
and he come home from work and started drinking. And the boys, we have 2 boys, they were playing in the kitchen while I was cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And he came in there and said they were being too loud. And I said, they're boys, they're fine. And he picked up a baseball bat and just started hitting me.
So, how old are your boys?
We have a 2.5-year-old and we have a year-old. Just turned a year-old.
So, whenever you were hospitalized, in between trying to get to the hospital, like who called the hospital? How did you get there?
My mom, because I called her.
Oh, okay. So you were capable enough to at least call someone to come get you.
My little boy went and got me.
Oh, okay. So, whenever you guys fight, what stuff does he say to you? Like exactly that makes you feel threatened?
Well, he tells me that he's going to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
He tells me that I'm not worth living, that I'm a piece of shit,
Mm-hmm.
and just things like that. That I'm not good for anything.
So, how many times did you say you've been hospitalized?
3.
3. So, what has made you want to go back to him?
Because this last time, I've left him every time that he's put me in the hospital, but he always says that he's sorry and he won't do it no more and he'll change, and he never does. And this last time he did it in front of our kids.
Now, did he say those things this past time?
Yes, in front of our kids.
So how do your children feel about, like, all the violence that's going on? What's the response?
Well, they don't say anything in front of him because they're afraid that he'll get mad.
Mm-hmm.
And my littlest one's not old enough to, talk yet. But the 2.5-year-old asked me why his daddy did that stuff to you, Mommy.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say your goal would be as far as you and your boyfriend's relationship?
I want out. I want to out of the situation. I don't want to be around him. I don't want to associate with him.
Mm-hmm. And you said you've tried to leave him, 3 times.
Yeah.
At least. So whenever you've tried to leave, like, besides saying that he is sorry for what he's did, whenever you would go back to your mom's or wherever you go, does he try and follow you?
No, I always go to my mom's, and he'll call my mom and ask if he can come talk to me, and my mom will ask me, and she'll tell me that it's no good, he's never going to change, and he just comes over because I let him, but he's never, like, tried to force this stuff in my mother's house.
So do you feel that that would be a safe environment, not just, you know, obviously for your kids, but for yourself?
Yeah, my mother's offered me a place to stay for a while now, and I just never took her up on it.
Okay. So, as far as the relationship between your kids and the father, do you want them to have any kind of contact?
No, I want an EPO put out on him because he doesn't really communicate or have interaction with kids.
Okay.
It's mama does this, mama does that.
Okay, and earlier you said something about you working multiple part-time jobs.
Yeah, he always gets mad because he thinks somebody's flirting with me or I'm flirting with somebody and tells me to quit.
So, would you say that he is very controlling or
Yes.
obsessive?
Yes. It's bad.
So, is it just with work or is it with other stuff?
I don't really get out. I go get groceries. That's about it.
So, what has made you stay so far?
For the kids. You know, they needed the mommy and daddy setting, but, you know, I realized this last time when my little boy had to go get my phone and was crying saying, Mommy, are you okay?
Well, I will tell you right now that no one deserves to be abused. And I'm here to listen to you.
Thank you.
So we can talk about all of your options that we have, which you said that you have wanted to actually get away from the situation. And you said that you could go to your mother's. With your mother's relationship with you, are you guys pretty positive?
She's very supportive of me.
Yeah. Now, I know this is a very difficult question to ask, but has he ever forced sex upon you?
Yes, I'm 5 months pregnant.
Okay, and with his child?
Yes.
So, whenever you move in with your parents, how do you feel like that's gonna portray?
Well, I'm lucky this past time that he did not kill the child whenever he beat me, so...
Oh, so this has happened before?
Yes. So I'm just ready to get out, and my parents are way ready for me to get out.
So I'm guessing what our options will be now is that to find a place in order for you to stay, what you said that was your mom, so that's a good goal. And then how are you going to be able to get all of your stuff to your mother's?
I could get it during the day while he's at work. I have my own vehicle, and my mom could watch my kids while I went and got it.
Okay. So whenever you officially move into your mother's house, how do you feel? Like, what do you think the next steps would be?
To get full custody of my kids.
Okay, so that's something that you want to shoot for.
Yeah, I think he'll sign his rights over because he's never really, even though he's there in the house, he's never really showed them love and affection.
Right. So whenever you have been hospitalized beforehand and you've came back to work, what has your friends, co-workers, family, have they tried to help you, or?
I don't really have friends, but my mom and my immediate family's always tried to get me to leave.
Right. So whenever all of this is said and done, as far as just you getting out of the house period, would you say that that is your primary goal?
Yes.
So, we can recap. You said you have a way to actually get out of your house safely.
Yes, ma'am.
You have somewhere to go with you and your kids where you will not be harmed.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also said earlier that you wanted an EPO on your boyfriend. I myself can refer you downtown to the police station. And have you ever filled out an EPO before?
No, I've just threatened it.
Threatened? Okay, well, they can definitely help you with that. So, I think that we have definitely set some good goals here today as far as just trying to get up and leave the violent situation. So, I would love to see you next week and talk about how all of that is going. Do you think that you'd be able to move out by next week?
Yes, ma'am. Most of my stuff's already at my mother's house.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll see you next week.
Okay, thank you.